Today, on Be Something Wonderful, revise your past, present, and future reality now. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, good morning and welcome back to the studios of Be Something Wonderful. I had a big conversation with one of you yesterday about Neville Goddard's revision. And you were saying, well, I understand that Neville Goddard was talking about seeing some past event that you believe that happened or you experienced and re-experience it differently. Re-experience it in a way that you would have preferred it to be. So this is what this person was talking about. Great description of Neville Goddard's revision, because she was saying, I understand that when I do that, when I re-experience it or imagine it the way I would have liked it to be versus the way that I believe it happened, that does change my present or what I believe or assume about the past, which then creates that imagined future that I desire. And all of that is true and all of that's powerful, right? But and she goes, but what I really want to do is change my past. So I want to talk about this idea because remember, when you revise anything in reality, anything in your experience, you're changing, hear this, your entire life experience, past, present, and future. It doesn't matter what frame that you believe happened in the past, is happening in the present, or will happen in the future. All of those frames, all of those images, all of those realities, all of those events, all of those versions of you, all of those identities of you exist here and now. There are infinite possibilities in the here and now, infinite potentials of who you are. So when you revise anything, hear this, you revise everything. But again, it's not about changing anything. It's not changing any one event. It's not changing any one identity. It's not about changing any one concept of you. It's not about getting rid of anything. Infinity is infinity. It includes all possibilities. So you're not changing one reality that you believe was one manifested reality in the past. You're choosing an alternative outcome, an alternative reality. Whether it's past, present, and future doesn't matter because it's all now. All those alternatives exist. So you're not changing anything. You're choosing and moving to that alternative. So we always get that question, well, can I bring my specific person back in my life? I want to manifest them back. You're not manifesting anything back. You're not changing that reality where your specific person left. That reality goes on and on and on. You're moving to the alternative where they never left or where they did return, but it's not that reality they returned to. It's a new you, a new reality, a new identity, a new version of you and a new version of them. I want to talk about these ideas today and more. You're choosing. Remember, when you're imagining, assuming, affirming who you are, your ideal identity and version of you. For example, I am healthy, wealthy, free, and in love. You're revising, you're rewriting, you're rearranging your entire life experience, past, present, and future, here and now. It's what I've called the next level revision or next level Neville. That the idea of revision doesn't just make you feel better. It's not a mere change of attitude or a mere change of perspective or perception of what you believe happened in the past. It's moving you to an alternative lifeline, an alternative reality, an alternative parallel reality that has a different version of events that, quote, happened in the past, right? Because it's all happening now. So when you change who you are, this identity, when you choose that, it changes everything. Now you've changed that past into a parallel, horizontal, linear, parallel reality that makes more sense to who you are now. It makes more sense to that revised version of you, that identity, that new identity that you move to. By rewriting it, by revising it, by rearranging the frames of reality, you rethread them and create an entirely new life experience. So you're not changing anything in infinity. You're not changing any part of God. You're choosing. What version of events, what version of me do I want to be? That's the power of revision. So it doesn't alter any one past experience, but moves you to the alternative experience that you desire. That's powerful. You're not changing anyone or anything. You're not influencing anyone. You're not interfering with anyone's free will, nothing like that. You're rearranging and rethreading potential frames of reality, frozen frames of light, images and information, to create and shift to a new version of you and events, past, present, and future, that makes more space-time sense to who you're being now. Bashar talks about this idea, and I love the way he talks about it as well. You create a horizontal future and a horizontal past that makes more space-time sense to that identity that you are now. It's all happening now. So the past is just an idea. The future is just an idea. Those are all of it's happening right now. That's the simultaneity of all that is, or all that you are. And I've talked about that, but it was a great discussion. I want to show it here. So here's all that is. That's the great I am. That's the great one reality, the divine mind, all that is, God. Who you are. You're the center of that, right? And you have a certain perspective or a viewpoint, certain frame of reality that you're looking through. And through that frame or identity or version or self-concept of you, you thread or create this horizontal linear experience. No one frame means anything. You only give it meaning when you thread them together in a story of who you are. Otherwise, they mean nothing. They're frozen frames of potential, frozen frames of light, waiting for you to create a story or self-concept or an identity around them. You are all of those. You exist in all of them, and they exist in you. So you're not changing any one of them. You're shifting to that identity or reality and creating it out of all the possibilities, a new possibility, a new potential. Right? You revise, you rewrite, you rearrange reality and your experience of the frames, your story, by who you say you are. And at the same time, that expands reality, because you're now seeing reality through another infinite perspective, another infinite viewpoint or vantage point. And so it has the experience of becoming more. And that's the paradox of infinity. Creation's finished, but it's also expanding at the same time through these infinite viewpoints and vantage points. You being one of them, but billions of them, infinite numbers of them, of you, me, and others. But we're all one, we're all connected. We're all that one mind. It's all you, it's all that is. It's nothing but all that is. So creation's finished means all potential frozen frames of reality exist here and now. And you get to decide your experience as that one reality, as all that is. That all that isness. That is that, right? That little stick figure is that. That's all that is. That's God. That's the Son of God. That's I am awareness. Who do you say you are as the Son of Man, as that physical experience, which is always changing? And then that identity, as you revise, as you rearrange reality, as you decide who you are, ultimate revision, deciding who you are here and now, changes or creates or moves you to an alternative version of events that happened in the past but are happening right now. An alternative version of events in the present that are happening, an alternative version of events that will happen, but they're all happening now. That's why that's possible. That's why who you are in every moment, you're a new identity, you're shifting realities. You've got an absolutely clean slate in every moment of now, where you recreate, reshape, rethread every version of your whole life experience, the entire experience of reality, past, present, and future. There are infinite probable pasts, infinite probable presents, and infinite probable futures, all here and now in potential. And you decide that by who and what you're being in this moment, you create it all. Each one of these frames is changing as you thread them together. But remember, the frame itself, you're moving to a new frame that gives you the experience of your past changing, or your present changing, or your future changing. But you're choosing from the alternative space that Vadim Zeeling calls it, the alternative space. From that all that isness, from the archive of eternity, from the film roll of eternity, where all frames exist, all film rolls, all possibilities. And you create that. Do you see how beautiful this is? From that all that isness, you decide who you are in this moment, whatever that mix of assumptions, beliefs, and thoughts of who you are. You create your past, present, and future. It's all created by who you're being now. That's powerful. That's next level revision. So as you look at yourself differently from the present moment, say you take a past event, you want to focus on one specific past event, which is okay, and you see it differently from this identity right now. Well, that changes your identity. It changes who you are, it changes who you were, and it changes who you will be here and now. That's the power, the awesome power of Neville Goddard's revision. It's what Neville Goddard really didn't say. He talked about it by changing, so you can imagine a better future, right? And create that imaginal scene and have that imaginal scene harden in the fact by changing an event that you believed that was unpreferred. But when you change that event, or when you rewrite it, when you revise it, remember, you're not changing the actual event. You're moving to an alternative set of events, an alternative frame. And that frame threads to other frames and creates this horizontal experience. So you create a whole new alternative parallel reality. Another frozen frame, another potential in all that is. Just by revising that one event. So you can revise any frame of reality, whether you believe it happened in the past, is happening in the present, or will imagine it that it will happen in the future. They're all happening now. They're all memories in a sense. You're just remembering your all that isness. They're all imaginal images. So everything's an imaginal act. And everything's here and now. So whether you're revising or remembering something differently, or seeing it differently in the present moment, or imagining your preferred reality in the future, it's all here and now. You're revising your entire life experience here and now. That's next level revision. That's powerful. So it's not simply, hear this, it's not simply a mere change of perception or attitude that you're feeling better about a past that you believe you can't change. That's true. That past event or that past reality doesn't change. It's part of infinity. It's part of all that is. But you can move to a different identity of you, which creates a different horizontal past that makes more sense to who you are now. So you're not altering any one reality, any one potential. You're choosing a new potential, a new version of events. That's powerful. So it's not a mere perceptual or attitude change about the perceived past or present reality or experience or circumstances. You're choosing a new experience and new circumstances, an alternative parallel reality. You're not changing or getting rid of any part of infinity or reality. You're choosing from that all that isness. That's the power by either remembering something differently or revising a past event as you would have liked it to be. Moves you to that alternative event. It doesn't change the one that you didn't prefer. That goes on, but it's no longer who you are. Do you see it? That past event that you revised no longer belongs to this identity. The new revised event belongs to who you are now. So you have moved. So it's not about changing the past. It's not about changing the present. It's not about changing the future. It's choosing and moving to that new parallel alternative reality or potential. By revising, by rewriting, by rearranging reality, you're creating or lighting up a new reality that exists in potential. A new phrase from frozen, tongue twister, frozen frame of reality, past, present, and future. You are not changing, you're not influencing, you're not deleting or affecting the free will or existence, hear this, of anybody, anything, or any potential reality. That's important to hear. Do you see it? You're not affecting, you're not changing, you're not influencing, you're not deleting, you're not affecting the free will or the existence of anybody. You couldn't anyway, or anything, or any potential reality. Those exist and will always exist. You're moving to the alternative. For instance, if it's a specific person, you're moving to the alternative version of you where your free will matches that version of them. Do you see it? That version of them matches your will. Their will matches your will. So you're not influencing the free will of the version that decided not to be with you. You're moving to an alternative version of you where there's a version of them that matches your will to be with you. That's powerful. And that applies not just with specific people and relationships, but with money, with jobs, with health. You're moving to that version of events where you are always healthy, wealthy, free, and in love. That's powerful. Revise your past, present, and future now. I am your host, Tom Kearin, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, thank you. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for liking and sharing and commenting on our videos. Thank you for being part of our Facebook group, the ambassadors at facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful, for joining us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Kearin, our TikTok at Be Something Wonderful, and our membership channel. If you're a member, thank you for being a member. If you're not a member and you want to start participating in these live events that we have every month, plus we have additional content that we release from time to time on the membership channel. There's a couple hundred videos, I think, on the membership channel alone. You join. There's a link below if you want to join. We're going to have our next live event at the end of July. We just had our June event, our 6th event of the year, on June 23rd, 2024. We're going to have our next event at the end of July. We're going to go to you live right here from the studios at Be Something Wonderful. We're going to live stream, and I'm going to answer your questions that you've been sending to us at info@besomethingwonderful.com, as well as take your questions on the chat and answer your questions on the chat. So if you're a member, join us. If you're not a member and you're interested, check out the link below. Creators with great love, with great light and infinite gratitude. This is Tom Kearin here in the studios of Be Something Wonderful. Until next time, we'll see you soon.